here we go. This is basically an add-on to all the tutorials. It's just a bunch of uh, tips and tricks that I want to give you. First of all, you probably have all kinds of loose stuff to create your character. Now, I have a head here, and I have the upper teeth and the lower teeth. Now, basically what you need to do is put these two into selections because I'm going to add them up to the head. It's real easy to deform the entire head, including the teeth. And if the teeth are basically a loose object, they might stick through the face or whatever. And it's not going to happen, but you have to make them into selections to easily select them. So I'm just going to go to set selection. That makes an edge selection, which is not handy. We'll just go to selection again, set selection. Now I got a polygon selection, and I'll do the same thing. Mind you, deactivate the tag. I'll do the same thing to the lower jaw. I select these three objects, and I'll just mash them together. Connect and delete. Right. Now you don't have to add the eyes to the mash, so you don't even have to make them editable. I'm just going to rename this head, but what would be nice if the eyes were always watching the same spot, so the head wouldn't go cross-eyed or anything like that. Now the way to do that is I put a null object called focus right here, quite far away from the face, and I can just go to one of the eyes and say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go to character, constrain it, and I'll constrain it with an aim constraint. And if you go to the tab of the aim itself, I'll ask for the Y plus, so that it will actually look with one of the poles, and the target would be the focus. Now you can't normally do that, copying constraint tags, but in this case it's okay, so I'll just copy this over with the control key, and it's now on the left eye too, and what it will do is if I move the focus point, I'll just go to object mode, is that it will follow the focus point. And you see the eyeballs follow the focus point. Now, to group this all, let's just, I'm not going to make morphs, but I'm just going to add the morph tag to, the pose morph tag to actually the object that's going to be pose morphed. You can animate the entire head with actually this node, the subdivision surface node, subdiv node, and the first thing we need to do is put in the head. Now the subdivision surface will only look at the first node that is right into the group. So anything else that is besides the head, not as a child but just on the side, won't be affected by the subdiv. So I'm just going to add these elements to it, and basically I can I can animate the entire head by animating this one, this node, and maybe I should call this the head to make it easy. I leave the focus point out because basically it's a point that is outside of the body. So this should actually work nicely if I start to move the head around. You see that the eyes are still pointing at the focus point, and I can still use the morph to do whatever. So that's it. And that's the best way to build ahead for the XMORPH assignment.